now is when you can talk. If I remember correctly. Was that correct?
That is correct, Nathan.
Yay.
You won.
So you might take. So you take your
Just
stuffed
get a stock
animal.
of gold stars over there.
You take your stuffed animal to the dog park.
You
I
want
don't even take a stuffed animal to the dog park. It's just fun to run around it.
Dear employees, credit union exclusive. I don't want to get arrested. That says it's exclusively for John Deere families, and I am not a John Deere family.
No.
I am a Dear John family. So
But
anyway,
this is a gift.
That was incrimination.
okay. Wait, was it like a wedding gift, and now I am into the John Deere family? Okay, I think this is my pen.
That's a pilot pen.
I've owned a pen like this once. This is good because I had a pen break this afternoon. It made me
To
sad.
episode 150 something.
152.
152.
Hey, sure, it's 153.
Is it?
No, it's even.
I know. Is it divisible by 12?
The next one's 157.
No, next it's 153.
Yeah, I know, 'cause I'm
we
skipping
go in
that one.
orders. So it's 152. The next episode is 153. I mean, it's not that hard to figure out.
There was 144 was 12 divisible, and I can't remember. I was trying to remember if I made my 144 joke during episode 144.
You made the joke before. It's hilarious.
Okay, just checking. That's fine.
Thanks for coming, Zappity.
What were you guys waiting for before?
I don't know.
Announcements?
Welcome to episode 152. I'm Andy, is what you usually say.
You roll it out.
No, Brian.
There's a
Brian
system
started
here.
Brian was doing it this time.
I'd
It seemed
say
like
welcome to 150-ish. I don't know what number we were on.
episode 152. My name is Andy.
My name is Brian.
My name is Nathan.
My name is also Brian.
Amanda.
Amanda.
No, that's my name, not your name.
Stop being courteous and then saying, my name is. She's just Amanda.
Yes.
My name is?
Very cut and dry.
Wiki wiki.
Thank you for that.
We were all thinking it. So anyway, the story I was telling, and I want to see if you guys have the same warped mind that I have. So this lady was in line at Aldi's, and she bought her stuff, and the guy behind her had forgotten his wallet, and he had like 3 things. It was like $7, and she said, fuck it, let me buy them for you. So she bought it, and he's like, oh, well, what's your first name? Can I just get your first name? And she's like, Sue or whatever. He's like, oh, all right, thank you, Sue. And then, like, the next day, she found out that he, using her T-shirt and her first name, had tracked down the hospital that she worked at and had donated, like, $10,000 in her name to the hospital. And that's supposed to be all touching and hooray for humanity. And all I'm thinking is, like, he could have raped the fuck out of her. Like, he just was able to track her down with just her first name and her T-shirt.
Yeah,
that
that's
is scary.
It's only cute because he donated a lot of money. If he would have, walked by, gave her flowers or anything else he would have done, because he's rich, and I'm assuming he's white, so obviously it's okay. I'm just saying, it's just because he's smart and figured it all out, and he had money.
Well, I forever have awkward interactions with a fellow at work because I was going to work when he first started, just walking in on my normal day, and I noticed he had somebody had some board games in the back of their car.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh well, maybe I'll try and find this person and see if we can like hook up and have board game day. So like
Hook up.
yeah, based on his I just started following his car around until I saw him, and I sent him an email through work, and I was like, so I noticed you drive this car and they have board games in the back. Let's play board games. So now, most of the time we cross each other's path is when we go to the bathroom, and it's a very awkward experience for him.
I know you drive.
I like how he
to.
says when we go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
They go to the bathroom together, and it's an awkward
That's how I-
experience.
He has like a mobile camera, like a baby cam set up at his cube. And he's like, oh, he's moving. Let's go.
The guy's just standing at the urinal, and Brian just walks in, and there's 50 other urinals, and he just gets in the one next to him and just goes, so you want to play board games? I noticed you have Carcassonne.
It's actually worse. He has like every expansion of Dominion in the back of his car.
Oh,
So,
why didn't you just firebomb his car?
Well, because I was gonna try and save him.
We have people that we know. We can't save them from that.
So speaking of your story, so obviously I'm seeing it all ended well. That was a simple ending.
Well, that was the story, and it was supposed to be a feel-good story about, the guy donated, so one good deed with the money and the stuff, and I'm just like, dude tracks woman down, creepy.
He must have also, because I tell you what, when I go to the store, and I'm at the grocery store, I try to avoid women because it's not a place. Well, I'm in places and I see guys like hitting on women in the weirdest places. So it's just a weird thing. And I'm like, women always say they get hit on all the time. So I try to just avoid them. Every so often, let's say there's a woman like getting milk and I need the milk there. And I walk up, I'm like, excuse me, I need to get the milk. Or I say, excuse me. She turns and I always get this like look of just sheer disgust. And just like she's about to vomit. She's like, oh my God, this fat, ugly fuck is about to ask me out. I'm like, I just want the milk. And then she's like, oh, okay, no problem. She moves out of the way. But man, it's always interesting when
It doesn't go. She's not like, oh, you want the milk? Is that it? Is that about my boobs? Are you talking about my boobs? And just everything spirals into.
That hasn't happened yet, but I'm sure it will. But man,
Is your terror that that's what's going to happen?
I mean, now it is. I just usually stand in the corner until there's no women in my aisle, then I start shopping.
No, but that way.
So you see his hands down there, and you hear Velcro, and you just go, "No, put that away."
Exactly. I was talking about girls. I got excited. Girls is a milk. I can't handle it.
Well, at least not until they let you.
Yeah, they never do. That's introductions.
Yep.
Announcements. Whoa, in stereo.
So, next up, I think, is a 35-point Madison steamroller.
You're slightly quiet.
Yeah, you're very quiet.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I
You have to
stick
pretty
it in
much
your
deep
mouth.
throat that one.
Yeah.
It's not powered.
No, it's powered.
Or it's just never mind.
It's just not on a stand.
Put the ball in your mouth.
Do it. Oh yeah, just
Pretend it's like Thursday at the Minnesota airport.
I don't know anything about the Minnesota airport.
That's what the senator said.
Okay. Well, at any rate,
Sorry, just had first response.
there's a 35-point steamroller on the east side of Madison at Misty Mountain this coming Saturday.
Yep.
And then the next tournament after that is...
Nathan works, so I can't go.
The next tournament after that is in Oshkosh, I think. Sometime in early April.
Is the Oshkosh one before yours or years before the Oshkosh one? I know they're very close.
I believe the Oshkosh one's the 16th,
Yeah.
if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might
I
be
know
right.
because that's also a weekend I work.
Brian tried to bogart my type of tournament.
I didn't
for
try
his.
to. There's a difference between an MK1 tournament and a Forces Up tournament.
Well, to be fair,
Yeah,
they're
it's an
similar.
MK1
as-
tournament. I
It's
can't
like
play.
3 models difference.
Yeah, and they're both
like a
bad
whole
ideas, so they're very
faction.
If
similar.
you start looking at the Hordes list, it's a really big difference.
Yeah, Hordes is huge because they each got more beasts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They
Good for convergence.
They got stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I
Can't
was
play it
just
all.
I put the question out to the people in Baraboo because I'm a man of the people. But at any rate,
And like all good and wholesome people, they voted for a standard 50-point
for a standard
steamroller.
50.1, I'm just like, okay, people telling me that I want something different.
They should never want something different. Different's bad.
Why don't
be
you
a-
look at who actually
Both-
voted for that, and then
Yeah, look at the noobs.
Yeah, honestly, like I said, I didn't want to have like I wasn't complaining at that when I posted my really, but it was I didn't want to have like another tournament that was like similar in that regards right next to it.
Well, my reason for it was mostly just the people in Baraboo are new, so I'm trying to work a lot with them right now.
Sure.
So that was more of it. But on April 9th, actually, it looks like Andy's event is sooner. And then after that is on the 16th, the Tier 4 required 50-point tournament in Oshkosh. And then,
It's just funny because we just went to an Oshkosh event and both of my lists were Tier 4 lists, so I could just bring the same
yeah,
ones.
you're ready and raring to go. And then April 23rd, I think, is going to be the next Baraboo event.
We did overshadow one small event coming up soon called Adepticon.
Adepticon, yeah, whatever. I
They're
won.
so competitive nowadays.
I was gonna try to go to Adepticon, but I got shouldered with this massive 40K army that I had to paint before Adepticon came around. So that took all my time for painting, and I would only want to. I'd only want to go to Adepticon if I could play in the War Machine Weekend Qualifier, and I can't because I can't paint my stuff quick enough for it. And the only lists that I played competitively that I have painted are no longer a good pairing to play with.
Well, paint faster.
I try really hard. I try so hard.
I don't think you try hard enough.
I got like 5 different projects I'm juggling
You could
right now.
talk to Dan.
Why
Dan's
is
got
Brian
like
still
crazy
talking
amount
anyway?
of.
Yeah.
Amount of,
Look, we just
region.
lost a viewer. We went from 10 to 9 because they're bored.
Amanda, how are you?
oh, I'm just fine, thank you.
Tell us a story.
I don't have any stories to tell.
Did you run anyone over when Casey was on? She killed someone. So
Oh
did you
yeah,
ever-
she told me about that. No, I was backtracking to the like creepy finding people. When I was younger and MySpace was still a thing, I had someone stalk me on MySpace.
Sorry.
I worked at the movie theater in the Dells and had my name on my name tag, and that's how they found me. So that stuff is terrifying.
First of all, that's not stalking, is it? Because that shouldn't count. I mean, if it's your name's on the name tag, that means it's open.
You shouldn't have to wear your
I
name
mean,
on,
That's an open invitation.
Yeah,
from what I heard.
that's what I've always taken it as.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Everybody would have known your favorite movie was Stardust.
get the-
Everyone
so,
does know my favorite
If you're
movie
wearing
is
a name,
Stardust.
that means after work, you can be followed to the car, get the license plate, and get followed home. That's not unnormal.
Yes.
If you didn't want to be my girlfriend, you wouldn't be wearing that name tag.
Yeah,
Okay,
or in
that's
public,
fair.
or out in the in my line of sight. I'm lonely.
That's not
To be
how
fair,
those things work.
how many times did I go to the movies, and did you smile at me each of them? Because if so, you have to be my girlfriend now.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it was at least 4. Like, once you've smiled at me at least 4 times, we
Wow.
obviously...
You are demanding. Just once for me.
I like to romance, you know? One time I assume that she didn't mean it, and I go home and flagellate myself because I am scum. And then the second time I'm like, well, maybe my mom hired her. And then the third time I'm like, I think this is real. I think this is real. And the fourth time I bring the duct tape, and then we're married. That's
Okay.
a standard process.
I felt
I've learned something. This is new news. I'm never going to smile again.
Too late.
It doesn't
We're up
happen.
to 4.
It doesn't happen very often in our house, anyways.
Nope, perpetually cranky.
Before 4, you also make sure you clean out your trunk.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Well, you got to have the trunk, the shovel, and the lie just in case she wants a divorce.
No, there is no divorce.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the alternative.
if she wants a divorce.
Oh,
She
okay.
doesn't
Oh.
get one.
Oh,
but
yeah,
she's like,
yeah, yeah.
I'd like a divorce. You go, let me introduce you to Mr. Quang.
Well,
Quang.
I think what she says is, please let me out of your basement. And then you're like, okay, now it's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
This has gone too far.
Yeah, I can't tell where the line of sarcasm is. I think you guys are being a little too serious.
I haven't seen
this is
Raylene in days.
Oh yes, we're joking. Hilarious comedy.
Waterboarding is the catalyst to Stockholm syndrome, I think.
Every joke has a little bit of truth.
Just got even more creepy.
The America's Team Championship Kickstarter is up to $6,460.
So we've made enough. I can cancel my pledge.
If you'd like to, we've unlocked one stretch goal. We're $540 away from the next stretch goal. The unlocked one was the pair of customized pint glasses. Because you need 2 pint glasses, because it's, it's a 2-person game, and you don't want to be rude. And then the next one is the small, medium, and large Lithgow bases. And then if we get up to $8,000 by the end of it, that'll be custom zones.
Quick question. So this was brought up by a friend of ours who donated. It seems like the order of some of the actual stretch goals is kind of reversed in a sense, where I think it was like $50, or the pledge levels that was like $50. I think it was for a challenge coin,
Yeah.
and then $100 was for a T-shirt.
Yep.
It seems like, wouldn't that be, unless you found a nice, just from my experience and trying to find challenge coins itself, they seem a little bit more difficult to produce than T-shirts,
No.
or price-wise.
No.
We're just going to get quarters and duct tape a sticker to it.
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
I found challenge coins for sub $10. I did not find T-shirts for sub $10. They're pretty much in order of how expensive they are for us to produce.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. It seemed odd because when I was looking up challenge coins for Crippled System stuff, and they were well, at least the initial buy-in on them was too hefty for me to front myself.
Yeah, maybe I missed an initial buy-in and I just looked at the price per coin, in which case I'm fucked. But hopefully,
No, I think from looking at coins, I think you're fine.
yeah, like I looked, they had bulk rates and like for 50 or less, they were
I looked at getting coins for like 6-packs and stuff.
yeah, they're not. Yeah, I think that I'm in the correct order.
Yeah.
Sure.
Indeed.
So do you guys know when you'll be able to get out the estimated actual price for teams?
Pretty much. So let's see. This ends by the end of March.
Okay.
Because this is 9 days. The Kickstarter will be over, so that's March, like 21st-ish?
And then between
22nd, so then another week to crunch some numbers. I should have a decent final price by the end of March, I would think.
My
Right.
team has not been submitted yet because I'm lazy.
It's fair enough.
I have.
I gave
everything
you the
need.
money.
Everyone's paid me. I'm out.
I think we're still stuck on a name. I still
No,
like.
we have a name.
We do? Okay, well, this is
Wait, what is
unbeknownst to me.
I can't secret.
How do you spell that?
It's a lot of A's.
Is that a Fermion reference?
It was not.
God, I love that audio track on that movie.
So
Topic number one.
I want to say my piece on something before we move on.
If it's Guild Ball,
Nope, it's not Guild Ball. It's,
Good, 'cause that we're done.
Call them mouth-breathing neckbeards. That went really well for Malifaux.
who
It's
actually?
all right, they know
we
what
should
they are.
take bets now. Who is Brian going to insult, and who?
I'm going to insult almost
Brian's insult corner.
everyone in this room.
That'd be fine, but you somehow insult communities. That somehow randomly you could.
I wouldn't I wouldn't put any money down on it for this episode, but maybe. Who knows?
Oh, you'll do it.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
will.
about to start a fight?
No, not a fight so much as I wanted to offer a different opinion
Oh, boy.
on the insider that happened for Privateer Press. Or the Privateer Press's insider about like new people and letting them do what they want instead of telling them what's
New
like
people.
what's competitive or what's not. It sounded like the general opinion was that let the butterflies fly and let them do their thing.
My caveat was let the butterflies fly and do their thing. You let them do what they want, but if they want is to be competitive, you need to be willing to guide them so that they don't think that they can be, I like Man of Wars and I want to win. They have to pick one.
And my stance was burn them alive and see if they can
I know
survive.
you're. I'm not. It's not so much jerking with you, but like I.
Better not.
Fight with me?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna fight with you. I think that there to a point you definitely. I'm fine with people making their purchases and doing their thing, but like one of the experiences I had in Baraboo was one of our
I need a
players.
weapon.
Yeah, you can have the empty one.
No, I'll empty it.
Those are-
I'll empty it.
Damn.
I know how these go, but
You don't need 6 of them.
I
You can
do need
share.
6 of them. That's how this is. I am 4 beers away from insulting someone, and I need to get to the bottom of it to do it. At the bottom of this bottle is some game. I think it might say
Why don't you
Infinity
just
Players or
drink
shit.
it first?
But no,
Historical
we had
gamers are.
one player who was like, I'm ready to start playing War Machine, and for my first list, I want to play the Old Witch, Tier 4, with 2 units of Cossite Woodsman. Like, it's fine to encourage them to use some of those models if they like them, but, like, he was in for a week and could not win one fucking game to save his life and just quit. Like, never got close. Always was just just blown off the table.
But
I think at some point you come in and you say, let's try and figure out what the synergies are here and guide them to a list that they might actually like, that utilizes what they're looking for better. Like, you can't just let Free Willy fly because he might get eaten by a shark.
Well, that's kind of where I was saying though too. Is if they're looking to be competitive or something like that, you gotta. You don't force your knowledge onto other people. You let them come to you.
Oh, I'm not
If they're saying, you know, hey, I want to play, and I want to build a competitive list, then yeah, then you work together. But you don't go next to that person's table. It's like, what the fuck are you doing playing
yeah,
Old
if they're
Witch with
playing-
those? That's where I think the article really tried not to avoid that conversation.
See, when I read the article, it kind of more sounded like, please don't tell people to not buy our shitty models because we need to sell them.
Well, obviously, they have that reason to put this out. I mean, let's not pretend that isn't a second motivation for the article. But you have to kind of ignore that and look at the validity of the article on its face, pretending that's not there to have a rational discussion. Because that's going to taint any insider that comes out. Literally every insider they make is going to be tainted by the fact that it's being made to sell more of their models.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a fact. But you have to
What?
look on its face. Yeah, they actually they're a for-profit company. They're not your friends. No, but I mean, like I said, I think that boils down to like if he had been happy losing because he just loves Cossites and Old Witch, then he's fine and you don't need to tell him. The problem is that he wasn't happy losing. And so part of it is knowing whether they just are having fun smearing their shit on the walls or if they actually want to be successful at the game. and don't stop them from doing the one they want to do.
There are I love when I go to a tournament and there's like a newish player and he's like bringing out the dumbest Steam Force in the world. He's like, I love this shit. I'm like, I'm glad you love it because Steamroller next round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if he goes 0-4 and he loves it because, man, does
Hey,
he just
if
like
he's-
playing with Proteus because
Yep.
he thinks the model's cool? Good
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah.
But it's if he's, like you said, like if he's going to burn out in a week, something needs to be done
Yeah.
for his benefit. At that point, it's an intervention. It's not you just saying, you're stupid and wrong.
Exactly. Yeah. More. I guess I was going more down that intervention type path. I'm not gonna cut every new player off at the path and say, okay, well, instead of buying the shitty battle box, you want Chromac 2 and 3 Stalkers, go.
Right.
So I guess well, maybe I was just trying to listen to what John was saying. But
It's just knowing when the input's wanted and needed. That's you
Yeah.
know that was my main point. Is you just have to be able to tell if someone's a fluff bunny and they're cool losing and they're like, I'm going to do nothing but Sear Forge. Good for you, mate.
Yeah.
Good for you. But once they're like, I just can't fucking win, you need to say, all right, well, here's your problem. Stop playing Sear Forge. Let's go talk about some other stuff.
I do have problems with people who come to me with lists where they're like, this is what I want to play, and I want to play it and win with it, but I don't want to change it at all, so stop telling me what to put in it. And it's like, okay,
Yeah, Brian, stop telling me what to play with in my lists.
you just learn Gatsby 2 and P. Denny, and everything will be fine.
You, Venethrax, man. Oh, I played that list on Wednesday. It was so fun.
Yeah.
Did you see
I
my
ended up
picture on
picking up
Facebook?
I did. I saw it. Well, you were playing against
Mad Dogs.
Brian 3, so I don't know if I trust
Brian
that guy.
3.
Yeah, but
Which
I think
one is
he was
Brian
playing
three?
He's
Culp.
the Milwaukee.
He's one of the
Okay.
culpists.
Is Brian
Celeste's
Celeste
person.
Why are there so many
I mean,
Brians?
he's like when someone like that plays Doom Reavers, you're playing like the lesser version Doom Reavers. So
True.
Yeah.
That's why I told Jordan I wouldn't play against him.
Yeah.
But I mean, we talked about like me and Keith and a couple other like Dan and whatever. We're talking about it, and like I think most Doom Reaver players would have played the list kind of the way he played it, because Doom Reavers only work. That list only works because 30 Doom Reavers die, and then there's still 20 more that get to your army.
Correct.
And that only works if they just shove them at you and go ahead and kill 30 of them, whatever. And so I killed 30 Doom Reavers on my feet turn, and normally he's okay with that because the other 20 smash into your army, but because of Venethrax's feet, they weren't able to smash in because there's a wall of clouds.
That
and
do
so,
damage, right? Or no?
Yeah, auto point. If you enter him, you just take a point. So it's a total time walk. I get an entire free turn, and then I smash into him with an Alpha Strike against his second line, and it's amazing. So the issue is like then if Mad Dogs is playing against me, they have to not swarm me, which means I can just sit out of his threat range because my Nis and my Bane Knights out-threat Doom Reavers, and eventually either he waddles into my threat range and I murder him, or he doesn't and I win on scenario. So, yes, he's unfamiliar with that list, but I'm not sure how much different a player could have played it.
True.
But like I said, I called Jordan out. I asked him if he'd play it against me so I could see what it's like in a more experienced hand. But it felt really fucking good killing 30 Doom Reavers than him not having a next turn.
Well, if Kador can win the Intermountain Cup, I think Venethrax can be a top contender.
He did manage to assassinate me, which was good because it taught me the one thing I did wrong that left the assassination
Jordan
open.
has been experimenting. He has a new victory list with Strakov that he played against me yesterday and blew my army up.
Nice.
He's trying to find alternate lists to shut people up. And he's building lists so that when he goes to tournament, if people have anti-Doom Reaver lists there, his list is designed to fight anti-Doom Reaver lists.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, is I think Madison's getting, well, maybe not getting to, but at least in my opinion, when I go to Madison, I know that I need to have a list that deals with a lot of pikemen or a lot of Doom Reavers. Like, in my pair, that has to exist because of Jordan.
Yes, if you want a chance at a tournament
Correct.
Madison, you have to have that. If you don't, you automatically are not going to qualify.
Jordan's generally going to stomp the first couple of rounds, and that means later on in the tournament, if you're going to end up going on to the final rounds, you have to pretty much face Jordan in there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a ridiculous list, and he does play it well. So.
Yeah. That's why,
His belief is he doesn't feel in Kador he can do, as long as, if he thinks someone's going to bring Gatsby 2, he's always going to bring Doom Reaver because he feels that there's nothing else in his faction that can handle Gatsby 2. That's the only reason he brings, because Jordan doesn't handle people well, and nothing bothers Jordan more to lose to like a subpar player who's playing Crix and lose because it's Gatsby 2. Because a bad Gatsby 2 player can still beat a good player because it's Gatsby 2. And nothing puts Jordan on tilt for a very long time than losing to someone he feels is a crappy player because they played a something like that. So he just solves a problem.
As long as he lost at least one night of sleep over me trouncing him with EE, I'm okay with that.
Well, he better change soon because Venethrax beats Claws of the Dragon and Mad Dogs.
Yeah,
so.
neither of those lists competes against a bunch of AoEs.
Which is
and
pretty cool.
Corrosion clouds.
Yeah, 5-inch auto kill clouds against infantry.
His victor list is annoying because he has he puts Sentry in that thing, so he's shooting like multiple 5-inch pie plates of fire constantly at you, and he has Risen just in front of the thing blocking its line of sight. So he's gonna get like you're gonna take probably 4 to 5 shots of 5-inch pie plates just dumping on your army before you get to even try to engage a damn thing. And if he just holds his own army, stays back, or just gets close enough to the zone, it can keep in the zone. But basically, he's just behind the whole wall of Risen.
I'd have to see what the victor list is like.
If I would have beat him, and I did get his caster down to 1 hit point. If I would have beaten him, he would have thrown the list away. He like his other mean victor list is really good, but he lost a game, so he thinks it's trash.
I wonder if if it could be positioned so that those pie plates accidentally kill one Bane Knight, and then I explode his victor. Because if he kills one Bane Knight, the victor dies.
Potentially, but there's so many Risen between that happening anyway. You'd have to go into
The Nis will clear up a charge lane.
And Nis or even the bloats. Well,
Nis, bloats, Tartarus,
Yeah.
charge, kill a bunch of Risen.
the other problem is
Curse
he
it.
has the Widowmakers and Cali has that whole Merc.
Oh,
block,
sure,
so
yeah.
those usually just
They just
peg
snipe
the
shit
fuck
off.
out of
Yep.
Yeah, 7
Those
sniper
things.
shots will get
those
you.
Bane. So yeah, I mean he will. You'll not like that. It's
Yep.
annoying.
My victors will have to alpha my Banes would have to alpha the victor. Otherwise,
But
it'd be
it's
terrible.
nice to see him play other things more than anything.
Yeah, that's
I
fucking.
told-
I don't. If I see him play something that isn't Mad Dogs or Claws of
Yeah.
the Dragon, I will just masturbate right there in happiness.
Well, maybe I won't tell him that.
Good, because I beat those lists with Venethrax. This is his choice: either watch me masturbate or lose to Venethrax.
That's a tough choice.
That's a difficult choice. Does our
big
audience
is your
have anything to say
penis?
about that?
It's not very large. It's average-ish.
Would it make me
So-
feel better if I watched? Because I'd be like, at least I'm not that guy.
Do we have another? Hi, Jeff. We're podcasting. Nice. There you go. That was guest appearance by Jeff. Wandering by.
So, did we want to go in great detail about the entire plot of 10 Cloverfield Lane?
No.
Was
So
that now
three of us have seen the movie.
You can't. You
So,
can't. We're
I enjoyed the movie. It
Okay.
starts out.
That's the one.
Bradley Cooper has the biggest role in the movie,
That's the one with John Candy, right?
Yes.
He's in that.
Just stop.
and Bradley Cooper.
I have one question. Is it worth seeing in IMAX?
I don't think almost
maybe.
any movies were seen in IMAX. I think
Okay.
It is
So,
not a visual spectacle in general.
Thank you.
It is an intimate psychological thriller.
That's
Okay.
what I.
When-
John Goodman doesn't need an IMAX screen
When you
to
see
make
it-
him look.
There are
larger
some
than life.
sequences that will be neat to see in IMAX, but I don't think the
his
film.
belly's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
in IMAX.
just the 3D John Goodman butt.
yeah, if you want that shot of John Goodman in front of the jukebox,
How
it's
much
just
of- how much
like
of
a
it-
5-foot version of that up on the screen?
It's
Yeah,
behind
that's
the
fine.
scenes of Roseanne.
What's that called? The Perennium?
Yeah,
Like,
the
when
perineum
you-
where you got the gooch, I guess, is what the kids
Oh no,
call
that's
it
what
these days.
That's not the right one I'm thinking of. Then no, pananculus.
Okay.
The pananculus is when your gut sags down like below.
You mean a fupa?
No, because that's on a woman. Let me see the actual definition of a pananculus. I'll be right
I
there.
always called it a front butt, depending on how you wore your pants.
I feel like this is a terrible idea.
What do you? You looking up
If you
the
tuck your
gut?
gut
Why?
in your pants. That's how I know I'm not as fat as I really could be. Because I know if I ever have to like get a size of pants where I have to like stretch them out and put my gut inside my pants,
Oh, that's
I
bad.
need to start exercising a lot more. But until then, MGD all day.
Yeah, if your waist,
Everyone has a different cutoff line. It's important
If
to
I
know.
have to get a front butt, I'm done. That's it. Like I need to lose weight if I have to.
you can always get overalls.
Well, yeah, overalls and front butt are a little weird, but
You can get overalls. You just look for the ones on the side of the Fleet Farm, on the wall in the background, in the back. Yeah.
Don't Google image search pananculus.
Obviously, you don't want to Google search that.
This is the safest one. But see, like when you got a real droopy belly and it goes over your pants, that area that's the
a
pananculus.
front butt because
Yeah.
you see her waistline would actually put that fupa in her pants.
Yeah, the fupa or the gunt is the other term I've heard. But no, yeah, the perineum is the taint. I mean, that's just another term for the taint.
I've pierced many of those. It's been a very interesting experience every time.
Is your phone safe now?
Yes, my phone is safe now.
All right. It's very terrifying over here.
BBWs for life.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So the first scene of the movie. Let's just talk about the ending in depth.
Oh no! Please don't.
Speaking of movies, me and Amanda sacrificed
I
an
saw
hour and a
Pixels.
half of our life to the
God.
ridiculous 6.
No.
Jesus fucking
Yeah,
Christ.
we
What did
pain
you guys
trained
do?
that.
We did not watch the pain train of
No,
that?
I was like, you guys watched it, but I guess we should just get the experience without watching it. This is the worst piece
You
of
weren't
shit
one of the
I have
70
ever
people who
seen.
watched it?
No.
I guess I
we
am
were not
now,
here
but-
for that.
I also watched Pixels, which is just like it.
Oh my God!
Why?
And they saw like if you watch,
It was on TV, and I was too curious. Like, I need to watch Pixels. Like, I need to know.
That's I
You knew. You didn't need to.
Hey, that was. You know what? Here's a spoiler. It was not a good movie. But I will say this about Pixels: I laughed a couple times. I got a couple chuckles, and I was like, "Oh, that's amusing." And then, but I was at home. I paid nothing. I was doing other things while it was on.
Did you laugh when the aliens like dropped a Tetris block and it wiped out a section of the building and then top of the building fell down? Because that's stolen from something else.
It's still funny.
Well, that's what it
Yeah.
was based off of.
Yeah,
I mean, the movie is
that's
actually based
directly
off of-
from the short film. Like,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
None of the new material was
Yeah.
good.
well, the
I'm
next
sure. I mean, there's a ton of awful things
you-
about it, but
the next one up is the Cobbler.
You're gonna
Oh,
know.
we should watch that together. If you're gonna watch it, we should watch it. Have you seen The Cobbler?
I'm gonna say yes, so you don't need to.
Yeah, you have
Here's a dying actor in a dying profession in a shit movie.
So, okay. Out of the ridiculous 6, did you laugh at least a couple times?
There was maybe once or twice.
The donkey spraying feces.
There was-
No.
You laughed at
No, I
that.
didn't.
It got a chuckle once.
No,
but
I
I'm
looked at
over
Brian when
shit
that happened,
jokes.
and I was just like, "Really?
That
really?"
almost made us shut it off.
Oh, come on.
I think the weird one was like the retarded mountain man who was humming the Star Spangled Banner while he killed John Lovitz.
see, I haven't seen it. That sounds funny.
Did you see? What'd you think of Mark Twain?
Mark Twain was legit. Like,
You know who that is?
Yeah, it's
Vanilla
Matt
Ice.
Sm-
No, Vanilla Ice.
It was
Vanilla
Vanilla
Ice.
Ice.
For real?
That was Vanilla Ice.
Well,
The best
There we
thing
go.
about that movie was Vanilla Ice as Mark Twain.
I'm good with that. But he
That's the world we live in.
He was the best part of that movie,
Yes.
hands down.
Did you like the 15-minute scenario of John Turturro teaching everybody how to play baseball?
That was a necessary scene for the
I
plot.
did
Yeah.
like that where he like changed the rules as he was getting the shit beat out of him. That
To
was
benefit
pretty good.
himself? Yeah.
There were a few parts that they're not comedy gold, but like the thing is if you like get exposed to enough horse shit in a film, like people poop is gonna smell okay.
What?
I guess so.
So
Or
more
donkey
about
shit.
Cloverfield. So what?
I will hurt you.
So everyone's
I
at
will
a party.
Also hurt you.
Everyone's at a
Oh,
party.
we're talking about the first one. Okay.
I liked
Yeah.
the original one.
I did enjoy the original one.
I saw it in the theater a couple times.
I did as well
I
because I worked at a movie theater and I got to watch movies for free.
Where
That's-
And you were,
Stalked.
and you were, and you were
Where people
smiling. You were
stalked me.
smiling.
I
You
know.
foolish
Too
person.
much smiling.
I like the theme song, Roar. Roar is a good song.
we should all have.
No,
name
I'm not being
tags.
sarcastic. The theme song,
Okay.
it plays during the credits, but it's called Roar, and I really like it. I think it's a well-orchestrated piece of music. True story.
We should all get name tags.
God damn
I'll get a
it,
name
no.
tag. I have a name tag.
I finally have a job where I don't have to
Well,
wear
I
a
have a
name
desk
tag.
plate.
You know, that's the interesting. I always talk to Amanda about this every once in a while when it comes up. But like, we at work, we have to scan a card to get into the building, and several times to get in the building. But I always refer to it as my name tag, and you can tell what kind of jobs I had growing up. But somebody who hasn't had those kind of jobs always looks at it as a security badge. But I always frame it as a name tag. It has my name on it, and I use it at work. I have to wear it all the time, so. It's just an interesting socioeconomic tidbit for you.
Was it interesting?
That was very interesting.
Okay.
Infinity sucks. Alchemical goggles are shit.
That was a good story. What's next?
Wow.
Alchemical goggles are awesome. I love
Except
that my
for that they
splatter
look
boards
like
ignore
regular
clouds.
goggles too. I might be stealing somebody's thunder. I think I heard somebody bitching about how like Infinity's like gear options are a lot like 40K, but there's no way to tell whether a model has that or not. So there's just like a ton of gotchas happening in the game.
I'm talking about alchemical goggles in War Machine. They're very
Oh
good.
yeah, those are legit. They're pretty good in Guild Ball too.
Infinity, you don't tell your opponent what you're wearing for gear. Is it secret?
I don't think it's secret so much as like people just don't pay attention to it, and maybe that's the problem. But I don't know. I just can't. whatever.
When I
Infinity
played
just
Warhammer
doesn't
Fantasy-
scratch the itch that I have for a game that I don't care about.
Back in the day, Warhammer Fantasy, you'd pick and select items, and I'd play against some people in events, and some people were like always really like, I can't tell you what's in my general, it's a secret. I'm like, it's your list build. But it was always a weird. Certain people would be very, very sensitive about what their guy had. They wanted to surprise you with a gotcha right in the middle of the battle.
Well, and then like my wargaming career started with 40K, so like it was supposed to be what's on the model is what it has.
Yeah.
And then you'd get a bunch of these people that come in and be like, well, it's on my list that I have this, but I got this model that has like it'd be like a Thunderhammer Storm Shield Terminator, and he's got like a Power Fist and a Bolter, and you're like, well, that was fun. I don't know. It just kind of made me relive the days of how much I hated playing 40K.
I hate how those lists seem to appear out of thin air too. They're like, oh, this model moves in, and he's got this and this and this, and like, okay,
Yeah, exactly.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just seems like they all seem to be appropriate for the exact moment. when they're
Exactly.
using it.
Every single model against a shitbag player is a MacGyver. I had this piece of bubble gum and some dental floss and a paperclip, and now I have a flamer.
Kaboom! Suck it,
Yep.
Trebek. So I have a scoring story. It's very short.
Yay!
Well, because it's short. Yay. I
Well, I
played.
thought that was unrelated to scoring. I thought you were saying two things.
No.
One, I have a scoring story, and two, it's very short.
That's also true, but not relevant. As I've played a lot of Xerxes 2 lately, like 10 plus games in the last like 3 weeks, I've noticed that I now hate the Gladiator, because Xerxes 2 has mobility, which gives all your beasts +2 in Pathfinder. So when I make all of my lists for them, I don't put a Gladiator in because because normally you want Rush for the +2 in the Pathfinder. Sometimes it's more for the Pathfinder than the +2, to be honest. But I've been making, and after I played them for like 3 weeks straight, and now I've been building other caster lists to try to cycle through my factions. I'm like, God damn it, fucking Glad. That's like I had this like 8-point tax on every single list where I want to use like a heavy. It's like I could take Karn, and I've even back when I play a lot, like every time you take Karn and you don't have a Gladiator, you lose because there's a wall. Like you can't charge over a wall because you don't have Pathfinder.
Right.
So it's like but you don't need it. Like, well, will there be a wall on the table? Probably. Then I lose.
Wall or random
Forest.
bit of terrain.
Just the littlest thing.
Rack marker.
So playing Xerxes has completely spoiled me into not needing a Gladiator. Now my brain is broke trying to figure out other lists.
Yeah, that's like with Trolls. I mean, every list has 11-point tax, right? I mean, you have the Stone and the Axer, if you're melee-centric.
Well, at least your Rush is a light. My Rush is...
Yeah, my Rush is a light with Thresher, so that's cool. But like, yeah, I feel for scoring players when they feel like they have to, when they feel like their army has an 8-point tax for Pathfinder.
Yeah. Now, luckily, there's a lot of things you can do in scoring nowadays. You can take double range bugs. You don't really care. They're not going to walk too much, and then you have you don't. So there are enough list variants where you can kind of ignore it.
Don't the bugs have Pathfinder?
They do what they're but
Speed 3.
There's 3. So
I know.
It's like they're always marching.
But if you're taking the gun one, if you're taking the range ones, you're not walking very much
doesn't-
anyway. If you take the soldiers, you're gonna want Rush or a caster that has some kind of plus to it. Like Morgul 1 would be fine because he gets a +2, but being Speed 3 with absolutely nothing to bump it up is sad.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now.
That is, that's my story.
Yeah, Amanda's feeling real good about the Cyrus
Oh, you can
Iron Company
no,
group.
no.
That
I
is
am not
it is-
feeling really
Oh
good
my
about
god!
that.
I played a game of that against the Minions one, and I'm like, wow, my list is terrible.
Can we just no?
I'm playing 3 points
Let's
down.
Stop. Let's stop and start from the beginning where it tells you get 3 servitors of X variety. You get like the
Elimination.
3 eliminators and
the
3 reflux. Yeah.
So me in my head, who knows that I get on the card, I get 3 servitors, 1 servitor solo for 2 points. So I'm like, sweet, I have 9 and 9.
Oh, no.
And then I come and I have everything out on the table and I'm
God
throwing
damn
my
it,
water
Amanda.
everywhere. I am so angry about this.
You could have
Have you-
just
have you-
fried Andy's soundboard.
it's-
Have you told
It's
Travis?
I did tell Travis multiple times. Travis does agree and disagree with me at the same time.
So he's a Vulcan. He can't
makes
sway to
me
one side or the
so
other.
When I
angry.
started messaging him this while Amanda was at the peak of anger, he was just like, she's wrong.
I
She's
am
wrong.
not
She
wrong.
said you
might
get
as well-
3
You don't
servitors.
say 3 servitors because when you buy 1 servitor, it's like the servitor unit.
They're not a unit. You get
Okay,
you get
I'm
three,
Solo.
I'm gonna
you
raise
get
your
3 of the
complaint.
solos for 2 points.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, you can suck it.
No.
I want to.
No.
Okay.
And then I played against Kador.
And it
was
just shot you up
awful.
there.
That was her first game.
It was
against Kador.
It's the first game that I've played in months. And I played with
Legion gets
my
lessers.
little Cyrus pod of three servers,
Retribution
three
gets a medium
servers.
jack. What? A medium edge jack. Retribution gets a
Yeah.
fucking war jack.
The Cyrus one it looks really good.
It's terrible.
Until you play it against anything else.
And it's terrible.
The Scorn one, so first of all, the Void Spirits.
If Void
scare
Spirits
everything.
had terror, the Scorn one would be the
Then
best one.
You're like, okay, I have Incorporeal. That's actually kind of cool in small
No,
games. Every
no.
scenario says use Incorporeal.
Yeah.
But every scenario says use a ton of terrain. So now the things that
Don't leave
normally
that
are immune
out
to
there.
terrain, not only lose Incorporeal, now they lose Pathfinder. So now they're even shittier.
They're a 1-point model worth of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such an obnoxious. I played one game of it. I'm like, I'm never doing that again the rest of my life.
I only
if
had
somebody
to play
else
one
comes
game,
to the
so
league
it's
and
okay.
yeah, that was mine. If somebody else shows up to the league with convergence models, I'll play a game for every game they play to get my $5 pin.
I mean, I was complaining about the troll one a little bit, but then I really didn't. After I used it, I was like, yeah, this is fine. My pygmies have all true sight and they're 14-inch range, so I'll just move CRA and shoot them from downtown. It's fine.
I haven't even tried out the Crix one yet. I need to play at least one game
The
of
Crix
that.
one, it seemed like it was really interesting. It was fun.
The Black
It was
Ogre.
fun watching the Black Ogre pull in one of the Beast Mistress Shredders and just fuck the ass. That was a good time.
Yeah, because is it a max unit of Ogren or min unit?
I think it's a
It's
max
a
unit
max,
ogre.
yeah.
Fucking hey, that's a lot of hit points because everybody else just like bring 5 little shitty solos and
And you're dealing with the Satixis in there too.
yeah.
Yeah, the one which is-
And do they have
They
War
do
Witch
meanwhile,
Swords?
the convergence one-
They get the hag,
I-
the Black Ogre, and I think they get the captain.
Oh, wait.
I'm going to
Texas
go ahead and
captain.
say that if Cyrus got the amount of servitors that I think Cyrus is supposed to have, they would stand a chance.
Maybe, yeah, because as it is the I think it is the lowest point value platoon.
12 points.
Yeah, 12. I think is the lowest. At least so far, everyone I've played against with it, they had more points. And not only does it start lowest, but a portion of the platoon just kills itself.
Yep.
Yep.
So there go 3 models right away.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
that's it.
I have a whole bunch of Rat 5, Mat 5 garbage, and then one decent model.
Yep. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. That's why I
Meanwhile-
think I should
Hey,
have 18 servitors.
But when you get an upgrade, your Rat 5
I
models...
have to get that upgrade.
When you get an upgrade, but here's what you have to look forward to, Amanda. The upgrade makes it so that when one of your Rat 5 guys hits something, the rest of your Rat 5 guys can shoot through it.
Oh, great.
And
Super excited.
go solo hunting, Rat 5, bitches.
I just vomit a little bit every time I see Kador's 4th upgrade.
The Retribution, their 4th upgrade is their Warjack gets 3 focus every turn.
Yeah, that I will say at the pinnacle is Kador, Retribution, and possibly Legion. Those are probably the ones that are the best of this Iron Company thing.
Well, and the Kador one makes Brian sad, I'm sure, because the Kador one, their very first upgrade is their entire platoon gets fearless.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's got abominations in his platoon that give flank to the rest of his platoon.
It's pretty amazing.
Get close to me, and then it just rips his face open like Large Marge, and they run. I'm glad I had flank.
Meanwhile, you look like the lady from Beetlejuice.
Large Marge is basically almost that same way. You
Well,
know,
no, the lady from Beetlejuice
The mom?
is a little bit more cartoony looking.
Which
I mean,
lady?
I know.
How is
Gina
Large
Davis-
Marge not
Even Large
cartoony?
Marge.
I mean, Gina Davis is not that attractive. That's kind of pushing it there a little bit.
Gina Davis is alright. Winona Ryder took the win for that movie.
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought you were going to say that she was, I thought you were going to say she was less attractive.
That's what I was
No,
implying
but
with
I
Gina
mean, when
Davis.
you stretch your mouth open and have your eyes on your tongue, no one can really take you seriously.
But, well, never mind. I was thinking of advantages that layout might have.
I still am.
Is that the one way you could get a lady to gag on you? Because you can settle your whole butt.
Yeah, like, Large Marge from Pee Wee's Big
I don't remember
Adventure.
really seeing that. No.
How do you not remember Large Marge?
Tell him Large Marge sent ya.
I try to wipe a lot of Paul Rubin out of my head.
no. Speaking of Paul Rubin,
First of all,
there's a new Pee Wee coming out.
I
soon.
know, I'm
There's
excited
new
because
Beetlejuice
everything Pee
coming,
Wee,
too.
and I'm less excited about that.
Oh,
Winona
what?
Ryder's back in it though.
And Michael Keaton.
Eh.
I'm okay with Michael Keaton coming back for that. That's
Man,
good.
he's
I
still-
love Michael Keaton.
Man, was it so sad watching him put his speech away.
I've watched the video after you mentioned.
That is, and isn't it the saddest goddamn thing?
Yeah.
Last year's Oscars, they announced Best Actor, and it's whatever, and then they pan across the audience while he's standing up, and you just see Michael Keaton putting a speech away in his pocket, and it's just like, oh,
So sad.
Michael Keaton.
That, I still don't think I like that movie, but he was amazing in it.
Yeah,
if he would've
everything
put
about
the-
that movie was amazing, and I don't like it.
Yeah, there's some of it. It is. It's pretty special.
If he would have put the speech away and pulled out a piece of pizza from his wallet, I think it would have been better. He would have just been like, somebody would have been like, no, never mind, Michael Keaton wins this one. He pulled the
Speaking-
pizza out of
Or
his
if he'd
wallet.
shot himself in the face. Spoilers.
Speaking of
Knows what?
goddamn movies that need to have a sequel,
Cloverfield?
Multiplicity needs a sequel.
But just have it be them making pizza and nothing happens?
Yeah,
it would
just
be
just
like-
just all the characters again.
So it needs to be a series like The Office.
Yes.
It'd be like Four Guys Pizza has a chain now, and there's just drooling idiots at each one of them that can barely stand on their
because
own.
they're just copies of copies of copies. Yes. Oh my god.
They're like
Happy
pizza
Steve.
savants.
A whole series of just number 4 would be so good.
Him nailing the galoshes to the 2x4s. That must have been so fun.
The movie is so good.
All right, it almost reminds me of the part at the ending of 10 Cloverfield Lane when
It's
That's when she touches his Pepe.
she touched my Pepe, Dave.
Zappity. We have Zappity Grumbles.
We have Zappity Grumbles. I was just looking at my Cricks
Z to the
list
G.
here.
Z to the G to G.
One maximum unit of Black Ogre. I didn't know they were blood witches. I thought it was
Yeah,
actually
no, they're blood witches, but they can't go incorporeal, which is kind of whatever. But
I don't know, Hag. Oh, I thought there was.
They
I
can't
thought they
go
were raiders.
incorporeal?
no, because you can't have incorporeal. in
Well,
the
it says
matches.
models lose incorporeal. Does it say cannot gain it?
But if you gain it, don't you lose it after you gain it?
No, because there's a difference between losing something and losing it and not being able to gain it. That's why Baldur 1's feat specifically says lose Pathfinder, cannot gain Pathfinder. Like,
well, then you
if it's
found
just
a
lose
loophole.
incorporeal, they just don't have it on their card anymore. Nothing says you can't then add it.
Okay, Crix players
Thanks.
dominate.
No,
all
I
your
don't
Iron
disagree with you.
Companies
I think I'm right,
with
aren't I?
incorporeal.
Probably.
Travis, are you watching? Tell me I'm right.
He's wrong. He's always wrong.
Now, Travis would give it to you straight. I don't think he would side with PP on a failure to state the rules clearly.
He's not watching. God damn it,
He got
Travis.
4. He left.
That's true.
I don't think he was here.
He's busy building 170 models that he'll never get finished.
Fair.
I almost
Zappity.
rival that as well for my amount of models, but not as much as Travis. You know, I had him up for a while there, and then everyone else.
Grumble.
All right, are any of you interested in seeing the Seven Seas RPG Kickstarter?
Nope.
And how about the dice-free Dune-esque board game they're going to make?
Nope.
Nope.
I have no idea.
They're making a
Wait,
role-playing game.
What? Dune, what?
Dune-esque.
Role-playing game.
So it's going to be like Dune?
There's a dice-free Dune-esque board game they're going to make.
Board game or role-playing game?
Board game.
Well, Dune already is dice-free.
Yeah, but there's a dice-free Dune-esque board game.
Oh, okay.
Dune-esque.
So
Dune-esque.
Dude.
it's Imperium Rex.
It's the Kmart version.
Oh my fucking Zappity.
So it's Rex?
Zappity.
Grumble.
All right, is there a prototype of the pint glass for the Kickstarter that we could see, and how much will they be to add on to a pledge?
It'll be shaped as an MGD bottle.
No.
So I don't...
Probably have enough to
We
use
can
that.
melt this down. Like, that's all we really need to do.
What?
Save money, melt this glass down and reshape it, right? That's what you do with it.
No, you just take a glass cutter instead of where people chop off the top part of it, chop off the bottom part, so you have like just the bottom part as a shot
Yeah,
glass.
just the bottom part, and then we glue enough together to make a pint. This works.
Just use some hot glue.
I saved you money right now.
Thank you. That's your prototype is... So this, with this like duct tape to the side, and then you just drink out of both spigots at the same time. No, so the problem, I don't have prototypes for any of this shit because we don't have the logo yet because the artist is backlogged. But you can see, I mean, he did the Wisconsin Warjack logo that we had for the 6-pack that's up on the Kickstarter, and there's a link to his
portfolio.
portfolio. That's what I'm looking for on the Kickstarter as well. I mean, it's fucking amazing. The design is going to be depending on how free and easy he gets with it, but the original concept was the Western Hemisphere, like in a gear with a Thunderbird, like perched on it or grasping it, because the Thunderbird is it's kind of like he did the Scottish one and he had the European dragon.
You know Hank?
I do not know Hank. Thanks for asking, though.
Well, it said
But the
Hank
Thunderbird-
Hoffman. I was just trying to help.
Thank
I mean, he
you.
spelled Hoffman wrong.
Well,
Continue,
there you go.
Steve.
Okay. Somebody's looking for Hank Hoffman. If you know where Hank Hoffman is, this guy's looking for him. Anyway, we wanted a mythological creature that was the Americas based, and the Thunderbird is Native American, and then also the Nazca lines. Is that how it's pronounced? Those
Well,
giant shapes in South America
Yeah, it's
have Thunderbirds on them as well. So,
Incan and
Yeah.
Aztec and
so that's
Aztec.
what the logo's going to be-ish, is a
Tekken and
Thunderbird.
Princess Nausicaa.
Nausicaa Valley of the Wind. Oh, that movie's so good.
Oh.
Come on,
It's
Studio
the
Ghibli.
only Miyazaki film that I don't like.
To be fair, though, I haven't seen it in 30 years, but it was my introduction to Miyazaki/anime because I just remember when I was like 5 seeing it like on UHF TV before cable existed. I just for like a decade, I'm like, I saw something with giant pill bugs and I don't know what the fuck was going on, and then I finally found out what it was. Point is, no, sorry. I also wasn't planning on doing separate add-ons for separate prices just because it was complicated. But what I think we might do is the stuff for the Kickstarter is going to be once one of a kind, and it's probably going to say, you know, backer or founding member or something to make them unique. But I imagine that we will sell swag later that will be similar, but just not have the backer tag on it, and then that'll be individually purchasable.
I agree with Nick that we should
jackalope?
Yeah, it should be a jackalope.
Maybe the okay, we'll just scrap the Thunderbird thing and just
Take
have
off
the
Thunderbird.
jackalopes.
Yeah, jackalope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could make a weird like chimera type thing.
This is why I never tell ideas before people see this thing, because then they tell you their ideas and you're like, but we already submitted it.
Yes.
So shut up, Nick.
Yeah.
But non-Euclidean.
It's just,
All right, Zappity.
But I guarantee the logo will be amazing because Florian, it's fucking amazing.
Florian
Everything
is
he
a
makes
baller.
Is baller.
Yep, Zappity.
Grumble.
All right, is the Division better or worse than Destiny?
I haven't played it because I refuse to play a game that I can't start because someone is doing jumping jacks in the doorway.
that happened for a day, and that no longer is a problem.
Doesn't matter. I'm not going to play it.
But you don't have to play a game you can't start because someone's doing jumping jacks.
you
because
started
No,
it
I know.
today,
I
you
don't-
could do it.
Yeah, but I'm not going to play it.
It's not Destiny.
It's not Destiny. I also haven't played Destiny in a while, so
Why not? Just play Destiny. You paid $1,000 for it with every expansion. You should play it.
But it's like
I have played a lot of the
total.
Division, and I don't have an opinion on it because I haven't seen the end game stuff. Because both those games, leveling was fun in both games. I mean, I'm enjoying the grind to the max level, but really, it's all about what you can do at the max level. Because I got the Destiny max level, I'm having fun. Oh, max level, bored, and then left. I mean, now they've added $180 of expansions, and now it's tolerable.
Still very wrong about the price point, but keep going.
Yeah,
But
you're
your
wrong.
statement about the division is wrong also.
Yes, it is now. Keep going.
Yes.
But doesn't that mean if your objection,
Okay, but I'm also not going to buy it because I don't want to play it.
that's fine. But you said you won't play a game where you
Yes, I won't play a game where I can't
but that's
play a game.
unrelated to the division.
It's unrelated now.
Right.
It was
which is
like,
all that matters.
Not a few days
Were you
ago.
there in the
But
first
we
few
aren't a
days of
few days
Destiny
ago.
seeing all the... And,
Doesn't
you,
matter.
You,
Time is
you
irrelevant.
waited how long for Destiny? You played Destiny, 6 months after it came out? You didn't play Destiny at launch day, right? You played it
I
down the
played
road?
Destiny from launch day.
Oh.
I have
I
the
thought you were- I
original
thought- I thought-
PS4, the Destiny
So do I.
exclusive PS4.
I actually have the white one.
both of them.
But you still had people
Oh
doing
my God! You're
almost
having
the-
a dick measuring contest with a woman. It's confusing.
No, I was
wins
curious
every
when she
dick
started
measuring
Destiny.
contest. I'm just gonna say it.
Yep.
So you had basically somebody doing the exact same thing to you in Destiny, with somebody walking into a doorway. So in Destiny, somebody could walk over to your loot cave and just stand there, and nothing would spawn.
Oh yeah, but that was the loot cave wasn't a real like.
The loot cave was
The
a
loot
glitch,
cave was
wasn't
no,
it?
it was not pertinent to continuing your gameplay.
It was
Loot
if you
cave
wanted to...
was-
If you want to gear it,
If you want to gear the time.
if you want to gear
It was the most
fast.
important thing you could do to level up fast. It was the only efficient way
No,
of
it
doing
was
anything.
the way to gain gear quickly
Yes.
because the RNG is awful in Destiny.
Yes.
But
Just like everything else.
Having played both games, I can't say an answer yet because, like I said, ask me in a month if I'm still playing Destiny or if I'm still playing Division.
I've been busy playing Blade and Soul instead, and Bravely Default again because the second one's coming out pretty soon.
Did you finish replaying Final Fantasy IX?
I never played Final Fantasy IX.
Oh, it
once
was 7?
Before.
Oh, did you finish
I
then?
did finish playing 7,
Why would you start 7 when
but
there's a
I
remake coming
started
out?
9 and I haven't finished
They
9
let
yet.
you
Okay.
that.
Why do you start
Yes.
7? But there's a remake coming soon. Why would you waste your
It
time on
already came out.
the remake's out?
Yeah,
Did
it come out?
It came out
For 7?
for 7.
When?
7? No,
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 Forever.
no. There's a
Oh
not
no, No,
You
the
mean the
HD remake.
The one that
Remake.
Yeah, no, that's supposed to come out much later.
I think it's 2017.
Oh, I thought it was-
You're talking about the fact that the original game became available on PlayStation
yes.
Network. That's not the same as a remake.
No. Well,
Well, they remade
it's
it.
a remake, not a remaster.
It's a re-release.
Yeah.
This is a remake.
Well, they
That was a solid rectangle of sound.
Thank you, Brian.
It's like somebody went crazy on Microsoft Paint.
Or sometimes I wonder when, like
That sound
just does not exist anymore. You're like, I'm going to do this.
You mean like when he comes up and just starts slicing things up with a scissors?
Yes.
I was done with that conversation. I
When he
wanted to
grabs
move
your
on.
dice and just puts them in his pants?
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
He's doing stuff to Velcro underneath a table for 5 hours.
Fine, I'll place my penis instead.
No!
it's not like we're gonna see anything anyway.
You would.
Oh!
Whoa!
Whoa!
What? What are you saying?
All right, so
Grumble.
Destiny's
Yeah.
terrible.
hey, you know what sucks about fucking Broforce? I'll tell you this right now. PS4 Broforce that cuts out controller actions
Like 5 seconds into it. Yes.
4 seconds into the fucking fights.
Fucking hate that.
The final part of the board, you have to outrun an explosion. How fun is that when you're outrunning an explosion? You're like, I'm running, stop.
Yeah, that is unforgivable bad programming.
Yeah. Otherwise, the game
Every
is
life,
amazing.
so you spawn, and then 4 seconds later, all your controls cut out for like a half a second. Mm-hmm. And the game, like, you can't afford to have that happen. And so, and especially, like, there's always shit, like, 2 steps off of the spawn point. And so what you have to do then is you waste those first 4 seconds just waiting until your controller dies, because then you can actually play. And in later levels, that means you just die.
Yeah, it becomes unbearably difficult, especially when you're trying to outrun this gigantic explosion. But anyway,
Yeah.
so that was my quick Broforce rant.
Yeah.
The game is fucking ridiculously fun. I love the game more than anything else, but if it had those glitches fixed, it'd be so much better.
Yeah, Broforce has unfortunately 3 strikes you're outed to me. I think that some of the characters are terrible, and that control thing infuriated me. And there are several gameplay mandatory maneuvers that it does not teach in an intuitive way.
That is the only board that occurs in.
Then that's double stupid. To have something you only use once that's mandatory to use that you're never showed beforehand, and in the spot where they introduce it is a lethal spot, so if you fail, you have to restart the level, is terrible.
It's the only part, and it's only necessary
it happened
if
to me
you want to
again.
get.
That's the only part where that is, but the same thing where they don't teach you mechanic happened because there's these fucking tank dudes with like machine gun hands that are like bulletproof, and I was fighting these things for like 45 minutes trying to get past 2 of them. The first time you meet them, there's like 2 of them, and it's just head into a brick wall, and I'm getting angrier and angrier and angrier because these things are fucking impossible to kill. And it turns out you just jump on their head and melee, and you just get inside of them and take them over. They never teach you that.
No, but
Ever.
if they fall too far, they'll actually pop out, and there'll be like a little icon above it.
Yeah,
say.
but I mean, show me one that isn't manned.
They need to
have like one that's already empty that I get in, and then later when I see them being piloted, I can figure out that I can get. Teach me the mechanic.
Or just have an online manual included with your game, and that would be
Mega Man
fine.
did that really well.
How
too,
much did
so
you
they
pay for
should've
the
just
game?
learned from that.
I paid nothing, which is fair, but it also means it cost me nothing to stop playing.
Yeah, no,
I just if 3 strikes you're outed, and so I've stopped playing.
That
Broforce.
was one of the free games, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was fun, but those 3 things annoyed me enough that I was like, you know what? There's other games I downloaded for free.
Haven't the free games been pretty like garbage lately?
Yes, for like the last 3 or 4 months.
You didn't like Helldivers? I thought that was kind of fun. I could see if I play that with friends online, because it's kind of like Diablo, but as a space marine.
I think the last one that I played.
There's a
I
World
can't
War
even
II one that came out.
Remember what it was called, but it was the one where it was like set up very much like
one.
Terraria, but you were building like soup factories. It was just,
Okay.
Zappity.
Do you know what
Zappity.
I'm talking?
Nope.
Okay.
We're going to cut this short. We have one more thing here. We have announcements, and we have to get people out of here. People who think co-creators are to be nerfed are tactical Luddites who refuse to adapt. Agree or disagree? I don't know.
Crow-creators are pretty damn good. They should be FA1.
They're good, but they're not difficult to deal with. They have a low defense, in a sense. Well, 13.
It's hard to
13
say.
is
I don't. I've only have we dealt with the double corporator shenanigans?
We have not
That's
dealt with it
because
yet.
I mean, people who play against it really don't. I don't think I'd have a problem with it in my lists, but
Well, your big problems are going to be from Crix players. So they're used to everything being very naturally easy to wipe out as far as infantry is concerned. So when you have a unit that's immune to Bile Thralls and Mobius, they're going to pitch a fit about it. So I think Croak Raiders, if they were FA1, I'd be happier
They're
about
immune
that.
to
and
corrosion?
I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're completely immune to corrosion.
So that's their problem is like Ravagors and Bile Thralls. They're immune to that. So that's where a lot of the screams are coming from that say they need to be nerfed because my stuff that mulches infantry can't mulch them.
And they're just the massive range damage. I mean, a unit of Croak Raiders, like 80% kills a Colossal. Like they're crazy.
When you if a Lilith 2 player is like puts down Croak Raiders and think that that's okay, I think there might be a problem.
Yeah, well, because it turns on the fire of all their
It turns pincushion up to 1,000,000. Like Croak Raiders,
Legion with Croak Raiders is terrifying. Is what it really
Legion
is.
and Scorn, I think, are the more egregious ones. Trolls is really close to it, but it'll be a while before we see that. I think that they should have been FA1, and that's my stance on it.
Maybe an honest FA1. Well, they do things like FA1 outside of minions.
Well, if Blindwater would give them the plus FA, then that's fine. You know.
Yeah, if they were 1, but Blindwater made them 2, that would make sense. Zappity.
Unfortunately, it won't change that.
Yeah, no,
Well,
it's
too late, but
Are
oh well.
we so recommendations?
I recommend 10 Cloverfield Lane. I liked it. John Goodman was incredibly good in it. I will not give any more details because somebody's got her panties up her vagina.
I will recommend 10 Cloverfield Lane as well.
John Goodman was so good in it.
He was really good.
What do you got?
I recommend iZombie. I know Andy recommended it once, but I finished.
Are you current?
It's such an
We
adorable
finished-
show.
We finished the entire season. We're like, okay, so
4
my
days.
mom loves crime shows, and so there's a lot of that in there too. But everything they did was so good. Like even leading up to the Big Bang, where they tied up a lot of like weird ends. You're like, when are they actually going to address this problem? In that final episode they did, and it was really, really good.
Has anyone besides me watched current on season 2?
No.
I didn't know season 2. Like Netflix is
How
what
can
I've
I
been
find
watching
it?
it through.
You would
so-
watch it on CW.
Hulu or CW?
Speaking of Hulu,
Hulu.
Hulu.
5 seasons of Venture Brothers on Hulu. I did not know that.
All of them?
Seasons
That's
1 through
exciting.
5.
Oh,
all
nice.
first 5 seasons. So I'm gonna get all caught up because 6 is the current one, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get all caught up on Venture Brothers this week.
I also recommend Guild Ball. It's a good game.
Haha, suck it.
Yeah. Oh, so we're not going to get to your insult. Better drink fast.
I know I got to work on it.
You get, just chug it right now. We'll give you 1
No, I
minute.
said at the bottom of this bottle was the answer.
I
That's
saw
why
that.
I told him to drink it first.
Well, hurry up.
Amanda.
I don't really have one.
You do.
I pre-ordered No Man's Sky, the limited edition for PS4.
Exciting.
You should play it.
I think I've seen a trailer for it.
No Man's
I remember
Sky
it
looks
being
super exciting.
Looking.
It's like that other one that's never gonna exist, except it's gonna exist. What's that other one? The
I
scam.
don't
The scam. You know.
I don't know. It looked like Skyrim with no quests.
But it's in space, and that's all it takes to sell me
Yeah.
on something.
But there were lizard people with wings that aren't wings.
Yeah, and those don't make sense because the planet was super fucking cold, and if they're like cold-blooded, they'd be dead.
They'd be dead people. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Maybe they're just zombie aliens.
Maybe they're zombie aliens. And that's
You're just
that.
repeating people.
I am not repeating people.
That is a true statement right
He
there.
is not lying.
You're just modifying words.
Words.
Guild Ball is a wonderful game.
Star Citizen. That's the game that's never gonna come out ever. And people have given them like hundreds of millions of
Yeah,
dollars,
wasn't
and
that
all they
like
do is buy yachts and then laugh at
The
them.
never-ending Kickstarter? Is
Yeah.
that kind of what that was?
Yeah. The gross national product of several Western European countries' equivalent has been funneled into that thing from idiotic neckbeards spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on artificial space planes, and none of it's going to exist ever. It's fucking hilarious.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'll look into it later. I recommend that the post office gets me my stuff that I want sooner.
I have a problem with eBay
Sunday
right now
deliveries
where
are
I've
a
got-
real thing.
Where I ordered a clock with some money that we procured from a tournament and never showed up at my fucking house. It's been 10 days past its delivery date, so I'm gonna storm on eBay.
Did they have a
and
tracking
PayPal.
number for you?
They did. I don't think they got one. Either that or it's I just need to look at it on my computer and not my phone because like my eBay isn't like very phone friendly.
All right, you guys have a movie to get to.
Yeah, we're gonna go see 10 Cloverfield Lane.
That's part,
Spoiler, they're in
yeah.
a bunker.
What?
We have
no,
plenty of time. We
when
can,
the, when the person
eat.
puts on the blue shirt, look out.
Oh, God, I forgot about how awesome that was.
Oh my god, I will kill you.
You're gonna be like, is there a blue shirt? You're gonna constantly watching.
Before we saw The Hobbit, whichever one of the ones that came out recently.
The terrible ones?
The best.
Someone had mentioned the barrel scene before going into the movie, and I hate spoilers more than anything.
The book's 60 years old!
No!
The barrel
I
scene
know.
was legit.
The barrel scene was really great.
I actually
but
like
all they
that
did
scene.
was talk about the barrel scene, and I was just like, I'm gonna destroy you. You're gonna be dead.
So
Why are you
just
doing this?
Think blue shirt.
You will not wake up tomorrow.
I think that every night before I go to bed.
That's a good time to cut it.
Yep. Amanda's gonna kill a bitch.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?